Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm back with a new YouTube video. This YouTube video is for people who have had loved ones, family members affected by drug addiction. And most likely, if you've had a family member affected by drug addiction, the relationship has turned sour. I want to show in this video of how far me and my parents have came ever since me getting sober. I want to show hope to people that no matter how bad the relationship has turned, that once the person is done getting sober or even done with the drugs, that there still is hope to repair these relationships. 2 years ago, when I got sober, I would have never thought I would have been this close to my family, and especially if I look back when I was 21 and I started my addiction, I would have never thought it would have gotten that bad. So I want to show in this video to everybody that there is hope. Um, Again, that no matter how bad it gets, there is hope. And so in this video, I interview my mother, my father, and my brother, and we talk about some deep things that we've never really talked through before. We've only have really experienced my sobriety recently, and everything has been so good that there was never really a need to talk about this stuff. So this is the first time we really ever talked about this, so I'm really excited to share with everybody of this conversation that we had. It's very important. It was very emotional, and it was even eye-opening to me. I didn't know I was actually this bad during addiction. So I'm excited to show you guys. So we will go to the next scene where I'm sitting down on my couch with my mother and we just start the interview. And by the way, if you want to skip certain sections of the interview, look at the timestamps in the description, or even when you skim over YouTube, and you can go to the certain section. Again, anybody, please DM me, please message and leave a comment if you have any questions about sobriety. I think I'm going to make a next video of doing 1,000 days of no alcohol. That's going to be my next. And that'll be up in about 3 weeks. So awesome. Much love, guys. Enjoy. The hardest hit, because what I wrote down is really like stupid, but I like it came down to I felt like the most comfortable like disrespecting you. I don't know why.
Because I feel like, and I will
Yeah.
tell you why, because
Yeah.
like moms are sure things. Like we kind
Yeah.
of take the abuse from the kids and
Yeah.
then we have unconditional love for our
Yeah.
children. So you know, you're very secure knowing that I was not turning my back on you.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I could, you
Yeah.
could do that,
Yeah.
so.
And coming out of it, I just know like I don't know. It's shameful how I acted for sure. And I know I'm sorry, but like that's
Yeah.
why I say our relationship took the hardest hit, because they were just talking back, disrespectful, not listening, um, drinking and driving, and you would tell me like you need to stop drinking and driving, and that was really I just wasn't listening at all.
Yeah, you're definitely living like a very dangerous like lifestyle. We worried about you all the time.
Yeah, no, I
Um,
know.
Always just concerned like
Yeah,
what you were doing. I didn't know things were as bad as they were as
yeah,
far as you being irresponsible. And recently you have told us like, we call you Honest Dave now. That's like your name. We're like, oh, Honest Dave.
yeah,
Um, but yeah, I did not know that sometimes you were waking up out of your bed. Like, did I fall asleep at the wheel? Where am I? I didn't know you were doing that
yeah,
stuff.
yeah,
That's as a parent, that's like very scary, and
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. It was really, really scary, especially when I was waking up and I was like, "Did I fall?"
Yeah.
I was drinking and driving. I was just so out of it, and then when I would come home, I fell asleep at the steering wheel while driving. Like it was
Yeah.
really, yeah. I don't think Dad knows, and Dad still doesn't know. So,
Yeah. I
it,
don't think,
yeah,
right, baby, you didn't know that yeah,
no,
he was like waking up in random places all the time. He didn't even know he was.
yeah. He's just pissed right now. Okay, and so, but let's go back. When did you first know I had an Adderall problem? Like when did you notice like this drug is bad for him?
When I found it in your backpack, you were away at college. You came home for like, a couple weeks. It might have even been like winter break.
Okay.
And I was cleaning out your backpack because I always did your laundry and pulled things out or
Yeah.
whatever. And I found a bottle that said Ritalin or whatever it was. I don't
I
know
think it was
what
like
it.
Ritalin, yeah,
Yeah, and
or
I was
whatever.
like, oh, what is he doing with this stuff? I didn't even know that. I mean, you have always had a problem like remembering things or placing things in like certain or like kind of forgetful. So, but I never put you on medicine. It wasn't something that I was involved in at all. But with you being 18 and older, you were
Hmm.
able to seek a doctor on your own, and when I asked you about it, you said to me, real convincing too, where I thought, okay, maybe he needs a little help because I knew that you were always forgetful.
Uh-huh.
So when you said to me, yeah, I went to go see a doctor because I'm having problems like, focusing.
I don't even remember that.
And yeah, and I was like, oh, I'm like, okay, well maybe this will help him a little bit. I didn't know
Yeah.
to the extreme of how bad this could be,
Yeah.
and how doctors and colleges were they just write out prescription, no testings, no
Right.
questions asked. They just give these kids whatever they want. So that was the first time where I was just like kind of red flag, but David's a good guy. He's a good kid. Never really causes too many problems. So like you're gonna do,
Yeah.
is normal. Is prescription. Like
Yeah, yeah.
prescription is supposed to be
One of our
okay.
family members took it sometimes, I think, like, right? Like
Yeah.
Cameron, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
But he was diagnosed for it. So like instead of like
No, at the time, did you know did I tell you I was diagnosed? Like, I had to take a test, or did you just like, oh, okay, you can take it?
I just trusted you.
Yeah.
So I didn't know if you were, I can't recall that. I can't
Yeah,
recall it. So
yeah.
I can't say yes or no, but I remember being like, oh, okay. And then when the time had went on, I started noticing like a personality change.
Okay.
And it wasn't like right away,
Yeah.
but it happened. And
What was the personality change like?
impatient, very impatient, very like you were a victim and was offended by a lot of things.
So
And
sensitive.
very sensitive,
Uh-huh.
yeah. And then I don't know, just like if I like was to say, hey David, maybe like be careful driving or whatever, that would like totally disgust you. Like you would be like, oh god, and like your facial expression was like you hate it.
Yeah,
Like
yeah. Show the camera how I look.
No, I can't do it. I can't even do that. It was like disgust. Like it was just like she disgusts me. Her voice, everything that she's doing is pissing me off. So, but it was funny.
I've told you were Captain Buzzkiller. You fucked up my high all the time.
I know because I was the only one that really knew. So like I hid a lot from Dad, and
I didn't hide a lot. Dad knew already.
No, I hid a lot. No, he didn't know. He thought you were on ecstasy the whole time because even in photos he would say.
You thought I was on ecstasy.
Or cocaine. You were on something that was.
Yeah, right. Like
it is. If you're diagnosed with it, it's supposed to do the opposite effect, from my understanding, right? Like if you have ADHD and you're on Ritalin or something,
right.
Doesn't it supposed to calm you down because you're supposed to be hyperactive?
That stuff turned me up.
So if I felt like if you weren't really had it, it would do opposite works as like a speed because you were always like a dog chasing its tail. Like you were never catching up to things. Like you thought you were so productive.
I thought I was so good, right? Doing multitasking and all these things.
What the fuck is he doing?
But everything was half finished. Everything was half finished.
Yeah, like when you would get ready for like the club and stuff and be down there. Like,
I used to work at a nightclub. I think people think I think they know.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you would be like half dressed and like you would come in from the garage, babe. Do you remember that? He would come in from the garage.
Yeah.
50 times before he would leave for the club.
I remember I did it so many times. Like, wow, I need to find my shit. I don't know. Like, I was.
Dad's choked up right now.
Oh, well, I love you.
Yeah.
What? No, you'll be fine. You'll be fine. And I remember me like come back and forth so many times. I'm like, man, I don't know. The feeling I just had was like real good, but real panicky.
Yeah.
I wanted to get a lot done.
Yeah.
I wanted to get a lot done. Yeah. And I felt in my head that I was getting a lot done.
Do you remember when you did recovery? When you were doing recovery and
define recovery for
like when you went cold turkey.
Okay.
Which
and
was
by the way,
dangerous.
People don't know that I didn't go through AA. I didn't go through see a therapist. The main reason why I didn't go see a therapist in AA because I was fucking sleeping. I didn't have the energy to go through the fucking thing.
Yeah, you're very
I couldn't
fatigued.
Drive. Yeah, I couldn't drive. So, but yeah, talk to him about the recovery. So what was that? What you want to say?
I forgot what I was gonna say.
Sorry. But yeah, but when I was going through recovery, you were talking about my personality change, maybe.
I forget what I was gonna say.
Okay, I won't cut you off next
time. Yeah, that's okay. I have so much to say about it. I'm like, I got more to say because I still get a little bit like I don't know.
So that's a good point I want to talk about is I know you're still a little bit scarred. Like I know you, I don't know if there's a little doubt you think I'll ever go back.
No.
Okay.
No, not at all.
But you're still a little bit like, I wouldn't say damaged from it, but like. What is it
No,
from it?
no. I think about it, and like every time Dad and I like will like be somewhere, we just chat about you kids and stuff, and
Yeah,
man, I'm like, we just are so proud of you.
yeah,
Like, we are so proud of you. Like, and you did it all on your own.
yeah.
Oh, I know what I was gonna say is when you were doing work and stuff, and like you thought
Like
because
the
like
computer
when you
work.
stopped, when you did recovery, and you said, okay, I'm not doing this anymore.
Yeah,
You would say, I'm just not getting shit done. Mom, I'm just like I'm having a really hard time. And I said, no, David. I said, if you remember, I said you thought you were getting shit done.
yeah.
You were leaving all your tasks like half-assed. You weren't finishing anything you were doing. I mean,
Mhm.
from just grabbing a cup of coffee, just grabbing
Is
a
it recording still? Go ahead.
just grabbing a cup of coffee, you would like make the coffee, but then go downstairs and leave the coffee
Yeah,
on the thing. I mean, it was just like everything in life was like you
yeah,
weren't finishing anything.
yeah, yeah.
But you thought in your mind you
I
were
know.
Superman, and you were like,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah, yeah. I got this, and this, and all the.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm defeating the world.
I thought
I'm
I was
like,
tackling the world. I thought I was
yeah, yeah.
defeating Dungeons and Dragons and shit. I was so confident that the drug really is an illusion of how it makes you feel. Like,
I remember one time you told me that movie Limitless.
yeah, that was it. That's how I felt like.
Yeah, I remember the movie Limitless. Like he really thought he was like really
I
getting
thought I
shit
was really
done.
smart. I was
Yeah.
really smart. Yeah, yeah. I really thought I was getting a lot of shit done.
Oh, and like know it all.
Uh huh.
Oh, you knew it all.
I knew it all.
You so now like I noticed like with the personality, like your
Yeah.
natural personality,
Uh huh.
you're like open to like you're
Yeah, more
listening.
calm.
You're listening, and
Yeah.
it's like you're registering. You want to learn things. You understand that you don't know it all. But when you were on Adderall, you were really Mr. Know It All. You would like you just. I think you just wanted the confrontation.
Yeah,
Yeah, you might not even believed it yourself, but I always just felt like, oh, he just wants confrontation.
yeah. I
Yeah,
just wanted
he was being
problems.
aggressive.
Just wanted
So
problems.
yeah.
That's
So
awesome.
yeah.
And then, so let's. I want to dig further. What was our relationship during addiction? So we would argue a lot. We never saw really eye to eye.
No.
And I would say these things caused us to be like distant.
Oh yeah.
We were more like roommates than like
Yeah.
actual like son and mother,
Yeah. We didn't
right?
have. Yeah. It
Right.
wasn't healthy at all. Like I remember, like, um, you, yeah, you went by,
Look at him. He's ready to get into. He's
yeah,
ready to
how
get in
like
the action.
you told like your side of the family a lot of like in not so how do I say it? You told your side of the family a lot of things like where you were a victim of a lot of things like
Hmm.
that you were going through and stuff, and um you complain, you like not complain, but like you really said a lot of like awful things about mom and dad, and nobody's perfect obviously, right? Because I've always said, like, when you and I don't know if you remember talking, but I said to you at one point when you left the house, you packed your bags and you left and you went by cousin Tanya's, and you wanted to stay there and stuff. um I said no home is perfect. We all are work in progress, right? So I'm not saying that some of the things that you went through were not true and not validated, right? Like it's true. Like
Hmm.
those things, some things you felt,
Yes.
but you victimized yourself a lot, and I think it's something that you had to work through. But I think also the Adderall did that, where you wanted confrontation and stuff.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, so I think that with that hurt the family a lot. I
Yeah.
think because, but like you would say, like dad would be aggressive and stuff, and you were sensitive because of
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
so
I would 100% agree with that.
yeah,
Because
and
now that I'm older, I get why dad was the way he was.
yeah, he's old school, but he has
Yes.
also changed because he understood
Yes.
so it was that part of it was probably a good thing because
Yeah.
that made our family recognize that we needed work too, right? But not all of it was true,
Hmm.
and I'll say that, you know but yeah, so the Adderall didn't help the situation because we're a blended family, right? Like it's hard,
Yeah.
for a stepdad at 39. He's already lived his life to like accept, like, a 9 year. You remember when like we like,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
That's what
So
I'm
like
saying.
it's already hard to like have a blended family.
Yeah.
So then when you add like any type of drug addiction or something, it just really like,
It really amplified the problems.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I think so. But
We definitely need to have another conversation because I don't really remember what was. I remember I just felt really hurt when I moved out, and whether it was like
because it happened a couple times.
happened once. I thought I
Babe,
moved to
didn't it
Tanya's.
happen a couple times?
Yeah, it
Yeah, I
happened
thought
once. It was once. There's only one.
Yeah.
Now your condo's my condo. It ended up turning true.
But yeah, it was just heartbreaking a lot. And I remember your girlfriend at the time, Kristen.
Whoa, we name dropping here? Whoa. No, I'm kidding.
Should we not name drop?
No, we can name drop. No,
Just-
actually, anyone after Kristen, we don't name drop.
Okay.
Okay.
Good rule. So she helped me through a lot.
She did.
Yeah, she helped me through a lot. She would come and talk with me, and I would beg her to help me to talk to you. And I knew at the time she was probably somebody that could get through, because
I was very close with her.
Yeah, you guys weren't just boyfriend and girlfriend. I feel like you guys were best friends.
Yeah. I
And
trust
so,
her a lot.
oh my God. Yeah. I couldn't have asked for a better person to be on your corner.
Yeah. She was always by my side.
Yeah.
I never really. I think maybe she thinks otherwise, but I don't really remember us arguing a lot. I don't know. I just know she was always there for me.
I think you guys were good blend.
Yes.
You're
felt like
chill.
A healthy relationship.
You're chill. She's chill. So it just was that, But yeah, I had her support a lot. I couldn't. So Dad's my best friend, and I couldn't go to him because I didn't want him to know how bad things were. So it was hard. It was I would call my mom and talk to her. And I remember one time when you had left, I called her and I was throwing up on the side of the road.
Oh.
And I was like, I'm just so sick inside. My stomach was so sick because my whole life has always been my boys, and my husband, and that's what it is. And when you feel like you failed at something because they have an addiction or something, it can physically make you sick. And because I needed our relationship so bad, because you were always my little best friend, it was hard. So without my mom, I couldn't have gotten through it. That's for sure.
Really?
She was on the phone all the time, no matter what time I would call. She was always worried about you.
Yeah.
So it gave her a lot of comfort when she knew that she was so proud of you. Yeah. So.
I'm sorry, Mom. I didn't know this.
No, it's babe. It's okay.
Yeah.
Everything's so good.
I know
yeah. I haven't thought about it. I haven't said these things out loud. So.
Yeah.
It's a lot. I'm sorry. I'm crying. Because you know why too? Because I'm so proud of you, the man that you are.
Yeah.
Like Dad and I, we go to Florida. We switch places because obviously you live in Florida now at the condo, and we switch places. We did not lose not 1 second of sleep worrying about if you were okay or if your brother was okay. We trust you. Brother's also my life, and I trust you with him so much, and I don't trust anybody but I trust you. So it's just so big. Yeah. So
I'm glad.
Very proud of you and the man that you are today.
Yeah, I can feel a lot of things have been repaired.
Oh my God, yeah.
I just feel more at peace.
Yeah.
Instead of excited or I don't know, just high all the time. I'm looking back, I was high.
Yeah.
I didn't know I was really high in the clouds. There'd be times where we would be talking and I would take so much of Adderall that if you said something to me, I didn't know how to interpret what you just said.
Wow.
I felt stuck.
Wow.
Duh, I don't know what you're saying. It was really weird. So I'm glad that I just feel more present now. I feel more at peace.
Oh my God,
or even more courage to do a video like this, because I think it's very important, because I think some parents can feel hopeless.
Yeah.
I don't know if they can feel hopeless, but a lot of repairing has to be done.
Yeah.
Or a lot of trust has to be. Oh, I know what I want to talk about. Let's talk about the story of when I know I tell people that I quit, I won't try, whatever. There was actually one time I actually did try.
I know. I was going to bring it up. So it's so funny that you're bringing
Thirsty.
it up. I was going to bring, and I want to say that happened in Florida.
Yes, that happened in Florida.
Okay.
I want to give context. I really tried. That was a intention in my head. There's no trickery. I was actually, I'm done.
Yeah.
Because I think a few months later, I stopped.
Yeah, I think it was your first
No, it might have been in May. And then I think in January I stopped. I don't know, but go ahead.
I remember we were there for either spring break or summer break for a little.
So it wasn't the summer where I was tired of taking that shit.
Okay, so you said look, Mom, you actually grabbed me and said, and I don't know where Dad was, but you grabbed me,
He's walking
and
me.
and then you said, I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm not taking this anymore.
Yeah.
And honestly, I was like, I didn't believe it.
Yeah.
But I was like, okay. And I wanted to show you, like, okay, and you dumped the bottle in the toilet and you flushed it. And I was like, okay, well,
I
maybe
didn't have any extra. Those were literally my
so
last two.
that's what I thought. I thought you had some extra. I'm like,
No,
yeah,
no,
okay.
no. Those
But then
were
you went as soon as we got back to Chicago. I think did you?
so no. It was actually during the same visit in Florida. When we were in Florida, I went to go get more like maybe 5 days, 4 days later, because I couldn't take what.
Oh, I didn't know what it was
That's still
for.
recording, I think.
Okay.
And yeah, I couldn't. What the environment wasn't right to withdraw there. I don't know. I don't know. It didn't feel right to stop over there. I know I can't
Mhm.
explain it,
Mhm.
but it felt right when I was here and stopped taking them. But yeah,
Yeah.
I really tried to quit though.
Yeah.
And so, what was your reaction when I told you the second time? I
And then the second time I was like,
Yeah, he's not gonna give up.
yeah, I was like,
That's
no.
sad as fuck to
And
know too.
I gotta say, like when like after you said you were gonna stop, taking it, I would like watch because we have a joint bank account,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
I can see things, on your
yeah,
account.
yeah.
And I would see, and I would look for pharmaceutical like Walgreens pickups,
Yeah, $5,
and
four
I would know
dollars.
how much it was, and probably for like a whole year, I would randomly it'd go in my head,
Oh my
and
god.
I would keep on, even though I didn't see like the personality trait, but you were like an emotional roller coaster when you came off of that. So
Yeah,
like, yeah, so I'm just like, is he taking it today? Because some days were good days, some days were bad. I'm like,
and it
okay,
kind of mimicked
yeah,
the
and I was like,
Adderall.
I don't know. I'm like,
Yeah,
so I
yeah.
would watch for that on your bank account. Yeah,
Yeah. Well, what'd you think if I had cash? And I was like, I would have slipped up by now
you
though.
don't cover your
Yeah,
tracks,
yeah,
David. You're the worst. We were just talking about that today. You're the worst. That's
yeah.
that's why we call you honest, Dave. You're just better just being honest.
Yeah, I'm honest with my girlfriends. I'm honest with you, with everybody. Just a lot easier. I don't have to hide anything. There's
Yeah.
no like, I don't have to keep up a story. I'm
No.
like, this is who I am, whatever, accept it or not. I don't give a fuck.
Right.
Because I've tried to hold those stories and tried. I was bad at it, but I really tried like to cover my tracks back in the
Yeah.
day, and it was just fucking.
Yeah.
I would always fail. Before we even go to recovery, I want us to talk about. So, what's one thing? How can a parent be there for their child during addiction? Think about like what you
So
did,
like what we did,
and maybe we
I
could do better if it like.
mm, I am trying to think of
Yeah. No, I'm not saying
yeah,
solve it for
like
them.
as
I'm saying how
far
can
as
you?
like a support system.
Yeah.
I think I don't know. This is how I feel like it happened, but I felt like in the beginning it was like, let me help him, let me help him, let me help him. Like I was like we were walking on pins and needles around you. We
Yeah.
didn't want to upset you. We didn't want you to explode. We didn't want you to leave the home again. And that's the part that was making us sick because, you know,
See, I used to say to you, I'm not walking on pins and needles with this.
yeah.
And I used to say, that's not my personality. And he's put me in that place. And I says, eventually I'm going to,
And that's why
explode.
I kept a lot of things from you, a lot of the disrespect that was going around in the house. But yeah, so I don't know. For me personally, I was catering to him, and then finally I was like, you know what? I'm gonna have to let him figure out himself, and I'm gonna
Yeah.
have to let him because he was. I always had faith that he would. Like I never, like when he came to me and said, I'm done with the pills the first time, I was like, okay, good. I was always trying to be supportive, right? I mean, I was always trying to be supportive, but in the back of my head, I was like, but even the second time when you finally did, I was a little doubtful as time went on. I mean, I know I was scared and I was like checking your bank account and stuff, but I started to believe. I'm like, wow, he really is doing this.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Thanks, Dad.
I think every situation is different because I think being addicted,
All right.
I think be
I don't. Whatever.
I think being addicted to certain things are certain things. So
Oh, why?
um
People won't listen that long.
Yeah, that's fine.
what was I gonna say? You made me lose track of what I
Sorry,
was gonna
he was
say.
talking to me. You're saying they're addicted. And,
Oh, so like I think every situation is different for parents. I think I don't. I think there's heroin. I think there's meth. I think there's cocaine. I think there's I mean, alcohol. Every situation is different. So I feel like
but they could be a support system. That would be one way.
Yes, I would.
Instead of throwing them out of the street and.
I think, yeah, but I think to a certain point it depends. Everything is
set boundaries.
So it's not just black and white. There's like a lot of in between gray, you know.
Yeah.
So it depends. Like what's the child putting the family through? Is it better to say, hey, you know what, you need to go seek help? Like every situation's different, you know, with how much help that they need. And I think every addiction is different.
Yeah.
You know, but yours did cause a lot of heartache and you know, personality change and stuff. So
some damage.
Yeah.
I'm glad it didn't. You know, I know there's some other people in the family that a lot worse, like, than me. Not that I'm comparing myself, but I'm saying like, I'm glad it was never going down that route.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I never been to jail. Never. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, I want us to talk about now. Let's go to the recovery stage. Okay, now we're out of addiction. I told you that I quit. We're at the point of the story now where I dumped my pills down the toilet. I actually didn't show you that, but my friend, I did it with my friend. And so when I told you I'm done, what happened the next following weeks and kind of like 3 months, would you say? Like how was I in those first 100 days?
Yeah. Well, I was.
How can a parent be like?
Well, I was like very concerned because you were sleeping a lot.
Yeah.
You had a job, and I felt like you can barely maintain that job because you were such a, you know, you're recovering, you know. You had mentioned before that you were on the basement floor and you're like curled up and, you know, you were in a really bad place, you know, when you know, when you stopped. That like really, really was hard to witness behavior like that, you know, because I know your body was in pain because it was an addiction and you were relying on that, you know. So that part of it was really hard. You would come up and one day you would feel good, and then within seconds, oh, my body hurts, and I think we had caught COVID already, right? So you were like, I don't know if it's the addiction, or like the withdrawals of the addiction, or was it COVID?
Long
I think
COVID,
long COVID, because we had it pretty bad. So, but I think you knew that it was from the Adderall.
I still get these spikes of personality changes sometimes where like I'll be really worried, and then the next day I'm just like, I'm calm.
Like anxiety. Like the other night you called us.
Well, that was different. I feel like Grandma was just standing by my bed and like causing me anxiety. I never woke up like that in my life living here or in Florida. I just felt like I forgot something.
Yeah.
I don't know, like I left Pablo outside. But no, I didn't. I never slept in your room.
He's funny because
someplace I think I see Grandma in the mirror.
He's so funny because he's like he'll ask you things now because he knows you're going to be honest about it.
I gotta ask. I gotta hope he doesn't.
So he randomly just threw that in there, like, "Were you sleeping in my bed?"
Yeah, I can't lie.
Yeah.
It doesn't make me feel good when I lie, and it doesn't make me feel good when I know I should tell the truth.
Right.
Like if I see somebody fucking up or a friend and I don't say something, I have to say something.
Yeah.
I don't want to say it, but I have to say it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that comes from a whole nother tangent, but the project.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah.
It's gonna be uncomfortable, but it's part of it.
I'll give you an example how your personality changed. An incident that happened last night. Okay. So we're waiting for you at the airport to pick us up. Somehow, some way, you got lost. Okay, I don't know.
I gave brother the directions.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. What was that? What did we say last night after everybody was all calmed in the car? You can practice making him a man on your own time. Don't do it on our time at the airport. Okay. So Dad's pissed.
Yes.
How many times has this fucking guy been over here? And that was what I was hearing the whole time. I actually even went outside because I didn't want to hear him anymore. And I was freezing. I was like, okay. But an example of if you were on Adderall, right or wrong.
Oh, I would have been panicking.
You would have been panicking?
I would have been panicking.
You would have felt, because he gets in the car and he's like mad because his voice couldn't pick him up on time. You know, he's like, was depending on that. So like, if you were on Adderall,
oh my God,
you would have been, you would have had a panic attack. You would have been, you would have been like, I feel abused from dad.
Yeah, yeah. I need to move out.
I need to move out. Tommy, I'm coming over, you know. But because you are not that way and you know, you're
Yeah.
not on the Adderall anymore, you are able to be like, okay, dad's having a hissy fit.
Yeah.
I'm late.
Yeah, yeah.
They're cold outside. All right, he'll be fine. And that's
Yeah.
exactly how it went down.
Yeah.
It was fine after we got home and stuff, you know. So, but
Yeah.
that's something that could have been so much different had
Yeah.
you have been on Adderall, short fused. So I would have had 2 people short fused, and it was never good.
No.
Yeah.
Because I would be short fused with you, not with him, because I knew better.
Yeah.
'Cause I knew better how he
I would have gotten it. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I would have been like stressed out, you know,
Yeah.
about that. But yeah, so
Okay. And for the recovery, hold on. When did you know that I started to come on the other side? Like, what were the symptoms like?
what do you mean? Come on the other side.
When did you know when I was becoming more stable? I feel like only recently, maybe this year, where you're like, oh, this is you just.
I think a year after you
So it was this
with
year.
with your job, like no, not a year, maybe like when I started noticing a change with like your job
Wow.
and like how responsible you were with everything.
Yeah.
Like yeah, I was like,
So
wow, he's really getting his shit together. Like you know, and like when you did the project,
Yeah.
I know that helped you a lot.
Oh my God, saved my life.
Yeah, I believe so. Who you're surrounding yourself around, like all these like really good
Mhm.
mentors and you know all these men and stuff, and I just think that that's when I was like, oh wow,
Yeah.
I could like die tomorrow and know that you're strong and you're going to be okay.
Yeah.
That's a lot
Yeah.
for a
Yeah.
parent.
To
Yeah,
happen
that's
in 2 years?
everything.
Yeah. Yeah. Less than 2 years. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
So
been a long time.
yeah,
It's been a long time. And okay, maybe we'll ask one more question
okay,
because I feel like we keep talking about maybe the same thing.
yeah.
If you had to, so after recovering, and now we're in the healing process, right? So like this is only like a few months, I would say. How has our relationship improved? Like, what's the one area? I would say I trust. I'm more trustworthy.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
I feel respected by my parents too.
yeah. And
It's very weird. I
how's
never-
that feel? Like, how's that feel for on your end? Like to
Yeah,
know
yeah.
it's got to be pretty like you feel confident, like
Yeah,
you know,
it feels super good.
especially from somebody like dad because
Yeah.
he don't trust no one. He don't trust.
No.
So like for him to say, here's the keys to the condo.
Yeah.
You know,
Take it as pay me $1,000 a month. Okay. No. Now it feels good. I
Yeah.
feel like I kind of deserve it. I'm that guy.
Yeah.
So
That's good.
No,
yeah.
I'm
But
kidding.
I tell you one
Yeah,
thing. I tell you one thing. 3 years ago, you wouldn't have the keys to that condo.
no, fuck no.
I didn't want to give you keys to this house. We didn't want to leave you by yourself here.
Yeah.
Look at how much that has changed. I mean,
Yeah.
you know, we leave you with everything and anything. Like
Mhm.
it's trust.
I just forget to take out the garbage. Okay, well, I really have nothing else, other questions to ask you.
Yeah.
Do you want to say anything to the parents who have a child going through addiction right now?
Just stick by their side, but don't enable them. I guess I would say don't enable them. The worst thing you can do is just keep on, like, you know, you got to be. It's tough love. I've always believed in that tough love. Just you can't enable them, and you know, depending on what the situation is what that means. But I knew that I wasn't gonna keep enabling you, like, you know, with saying it's okay. No, it was never good. I was always shitty about it. I was always like attitude when you would be on it. I would just be like, I would like make my little remarks. And I think that that's what, like, I was buzzkill.
Buzzkiller.
Yeah, buzzkiller, because I don't think all the time dad knew when, but I knew when. And like, I was just like, I would talk shit to you. And then, you know, but just enough, you know, but yeah, but I definitely didn't enable that. Like I was like,
that's so funny.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
so
Well,
I
thanks,
don't know.
Mom.